Let me start with something you probably don't want to hear. If you think your employees are the problem, you're probably the problem. It's the blunt truth, and let me try to explain it to you. If you've ever found yourself asking, why don't people stay? Why can't anyone do their job? Why is everyone so unmotivated these days? Then you've officially diagnosed the symptoms while completely missing the real problem. And that problem, it's a broken system, a broken process, a broken culture. It's not broken people. Here's the truth that most leaders don't want to admit. Employees aren't showing up disengaged. They become disengaged because of bad leadership at companies. No one is born lazy, and nobody goes to a job wanting to fail. They want to be successful. But here's what does happen. They walk into a company on day one and no one has a real plan to teach them. The managers might be too busy to help them get up to speed. They get handed a laptop, a password, some outdated training manuals or videos, and maybe a good luck. They're thrown into operations with no context, they don't have any expectations, and they have little support. And then 2 months later, leadership wonders why they're not hitting their KPIs. This is the corporate version of handing someone a map with no labels and criticizing them for getting lost. And if this sounds familiar, then this is the problem at your company. Let me give you a real example, one that I actually went through. I worked as a trainer for a company where I ran a 2 week onboarding and job training program. And this wasn't just fluff. Week one was theory, industry knowledge, basic company foundational information, like how the business actually worked. They got into our programs and started learning them. And then when we got to week two, it was a hands on job training with listening to actual calls, doing mock phone calls, and shadowing different operations teams. People didn't just learn what buttons to click, they learned why those buttons truly mattered. New hires that finished the program, they were confident. They truly understood their job. They understood our business. And their productivity on the other side really showed it. Then upper management stepped in. They wanted 2 weeks turned into 1 week. Same content, half of the time. I pushed back and said that they would not be prepared to hit the floor. I was told that if it failed, it would be on management's shoulders and I was just supposed to do it. And guess what? Productivity did drop. New hires didn't understand what they were doing after the training. We didn't change the people, we changed the process. We took a solid onboarding experience, rushed it, stripped it out, and performance ended up going down. And then the employees got criticized for not performing well because of a leadership decision. Most performance problems aren't employee problems. They're leadership making poor decisions about the training people get. I'm not here to beat anyone up. I'm here to help you stop burning people out before they even get a chance. A lot of this traces back to onboarding, or what many companies call onboarding, which is really just Shuffle people through as quickly as possible. I'll share a resource later that fixes that entire mess. It's called Onboarding Essentials. It's a great system to help streamline your onboarding problem. But first, let's talk about the real root of the issue. Here's the part that no one likes to hear. People don't fail because they're unqualified. People fail because leaders assume they should just know. Most companies are operating on tribal knowledge. Processes live in someone's head, and the rest of the team is expected to just magically understand it. That's not leadership, that's mismanagement. The deeper issue is really this: no clear expectations, no consistent training, there's no cultural foundation, and there's no accountability on the leadership side. You can't hold people accountable for something that you didn't train them on. You surely cannot demand success when you never taught them how to be successful. And when the process is unclear, the culture becomes unclear. When the systems are unclear, people don't know what to do. And when people don't know what to do, they do the bare minimum. That's not an employee failure. That is a lack of leadership that is causing the problem. So, how do we fix this problem if it's happening at our companies? The good news is that it is actually completely fixable. Here's 3 no BS steps that you can use if you're having this problem at your company. Number 1, build clarity into the first week. Tell people what success looks like. Define it for them. Actual concrete expectations. Why does it matter? People can't hit a target if they can't see this. So if you skip this, you're going to spend the next 6 months micromanaging and wondering why they're not being productive. The second thing then is create a consistent, repeatable process. Document the basics. Standardize the experience for everyone that comes through your door. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel every time somebody is hired. Why does this matter? Consistency builds confidence in you and in them. If you skip it, say hello to turnover again. The third thing is give new hires a guide, not guesswork. You've literally got to give them a roadmap, a timeline, a plan. No more, here's your computer and figure it out. Train them to do the job successfully. Why does this matter? Autonomy can't exist without direction. Fail to do it, and you're basically handing people a blank canvas and they will create their own image. And here's where it all ties back. When your onboarding is solid, everything else becomes easier. Productivity, engagement, accountability, retention. When onboarding is a dumpster fire, everything else becomes harder. So if your team feels inconsistent, unpredictable, or in a constant survival mode, I can almost guarantee that the root of it lives in the first 30 days of their employment. And this is exactly why I created Onboarding Essentials, a complete 4 PDF system that gives you clear onboarding structure, defined responsibilities, a process that actually develops your people, consistency across your management team, higher retention, better engagement, and yes, actual accountability. If you want to stop blaming employees and start building a system that helps them succeed, this is the first step. You can grab Onboarding Essentials using the link in the description. Start fixing the foundation instead of patching the symptoms. And in the next video, we're going to dive deeper into this with most companies don't have a training strategy, they have a training noise. If today hit a nerve, that one's really going to hit the whole rib cage. If this video helped you see your team or yourself a little differently today, hit that like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what's one thing that you wish someone had taught you on your first week of your job? I'll see you in the next one.